Retirement hits different when you know it's all on you. Today we're going to talk about something that more women need to hear out loud. What it really means to prepare for retirement when you're single, doing life on your own, and trying to make wise decisions for the future. We're talking about the emotional reality, the financial truth, and what solo retirement really looks like for a Black woman over 40. Why does solo retirement feel so different? I can give you my perspective as a Black woman over 40 who is planning her retirement solo. I could look at some of my friends who are married, family who is married, and they're planning retirement and planning the future as a couple. And they're doing things, shared expenses and things like that versus me. It's all on me. And not that saying that makes it any better, or it makes it any worse. But when you are doing it by yourself, you don't have no one to brainstorm with or things like that. You're just pretty much doing it by yourself. And I'm not saying that having somebody else is better. I'm just giving you the reality of it, And I'm okay with doing it by myself because now I don't have anybody else chiming in on their thoughts and opinions and figuring out what needs to go where and what don't need to go where, and then trusting in somebody else with my funds. No. But, that's how I feel as a single woman. But we're going to get more in depth in that type of conversation in a minute. But let's carry on. So like I mentioned, it can be a big ordeal when you're doing it by yourself, but it does feel heavy sometimes. It feels heavy when you're doing things, trying to make decisions, trying to make sure you're doing everything right. As you guys know, I am knee deep in retirement planning and stuff like that. I'm bringing you along my journey. I'm trying to figure out these terminologies, doing these different things. I just recently put some money into my brokerage account, and I'm trying to figure out now how to invest and put it here and put it there. I've never come off as if I am a professional or I'm an expert. I come off as someone who is just a regular woman who is doing what she's supposed to do to assure that her retirement is stable and there for her. So it can definitely feel a little bit heavy. It can definitely feel a little bit lonely, but at the end of the day, it makes you feel empowered. It makes you feel empowered because you're doing it by yourself. You don't have anyone to lean on. You're not splitting any bills. And just because you split bills doesn't always mean that it's more money. You can have more money, but it doesn't always mean it's more money. Again, I just did a video on not comparing. So I had a component in one of my videos. I'm going to tag it so we don't compare to other people. And when you also doing it by yourself, you don't have that automatic safety net. This component can be definitely good. Say if you do have your spouse or your partner, however you categorize it, something happens, you can have someone to lean on and vice versa for them. If it's just you don't have anyone to lean on. You have to assure that all your ducks are in a row. So if something does happen to you, say if you have something, you go ill, like for me, when I had my hysterectomy, I went out on FMLA. I wasn't working for a while. Yes, I got my paychecks, but yes, I still had a cushion on the side because I'm just in case if something happens, I'm good to go. You always have to assure that you are the one being your own safety net. So that can be, something that we deal with as single women. But the reality of it, us Black women, we've always had to be the strong one. Always. And sometimes figuring out alone. How many of us know people that may have been in situations, but yet they still was alone? That's definitely a topic that we all see floating across social media, the news, wherever the case may be, even in our close groups, where someone who may be partnered up or whatever, and you're still alone. So it could be a catch-22. While always sitting here being the strong Black woman, that can make others on the outside assume that we're fine. And we're carrying so much. So much. Solo retirement is not about just planning alone. It's about planning your safety net. So now, let's talk about the truths that nobody wants to talk about, because there's some good things to it. Being single in retirement can be peaceful, but yet scary at the same time. But it can definitely be peaceful. It's like that sweet spot where it's like freedom and responsibility kind of like live together. Like you're free. You could do what you want. You don't got to answer to nobody. You don't got to check in nobody. You ain't got to ask if I need something. You're pretty much doing it on your own, living to the beat of your own drums, but yet you got to be responsible. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I don't know about you. Let me know. Let me know. And even in situations, have that might look marriage, partnered up, so forth and so on. It's always still good to have some sort of freedom. I believe, because you know what, I don't know what my future holds, but I just know right now in my season I am definitely single. If I do get partnered up or whatever the case may be, I will still have my own freedom and my own identity. Because being a wife, and people, being a wife is not my identity. Being a accountant is not my identity. A daughter, a mother, no, I'm more than just that. I am Kelly first, okay? Kelly would have got. I'm about to act a fool. But another truth is you may love your peace, but you still worry about the future. You still worry because you want to make sure. We can still sit here and have all our ducks in a row. We got money over here, this over here, this over here. We is good to go. But you still worry because that's just what it is. Because you got to make sure you're good. You just got to make sure that you're good. And then when you know that you're good, you still be worrying. Boy, I tell you, us women, us black women, we something else. We are. And I know a lot of us women, I do have a few girlfriends that mentioned this to me, that they have a fear of aging and getting old alone. They don't want to grow old alone. They want to grow old with somebody. And my thing is this. Where I'm at now in my life and how I live, I don't take care of nobody. Like I take care of my mom, when she needs me and stuff like that. But I don't take care of nobody. I don't want to meet somebody and then in freaking 5 years, something that he decided he didn't want to take care of is starting to explode. Now I got to be a nurse. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You got to find you an institution. No, I can't do it. No. And I've seen this cycle. We're going to take a pause here. I've seen this cycle where men don't want to get married and men don't want to partner up and men don't want to do any of the things. But then they wait until later on in life and they want to find somebody nice that got their act together. They didn't want no older woman before. They didn't want a woman that was their age, pretty much. But then when it's time for them to need things and they need things to be taken care of on a professional, then they want to go to a woman their age. That's why you see a lot of women getting married or getting partnered up over 50. Let me tell you something. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. And if it came my way, and it was a genuine connection, I don't want to take care of you. I don't. All of that, I don't care what I don't want to do it. Make sure you got your insurance card. Make sure, and I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to be cooking every night. I ain't doing that now. I don't want to be doing anything that I ain't doing already. Just because you get married, now all of a sudden you got to do. I'm not doing it. Maybe I'm not a good fit. I may not be a good fit. Solo retirement, back to solo retirement. And again, there's no shame, about feeling a certain kind of way, because retirement falls on you. I love it. It's empowering. Of course, you want to, have life and, that's a part of society norms. Let's pause for a minute. Society norms says that we're supposed to pair. Okay. I don't want to hear nothing else, but society norms say we're supposed to pair, right? And we get caught up in that. But then when we are accustomed to society norms, we feel like that's what we're supposed to do. And then we are sitting and say we want, like me. I'm pretty much jumping the fence right now. One minute I'm saying, yeah, I like it. And then, if it comes my way, because you still are conditioned to society norms. Even at this big age, you can get conditioned. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I am going to be real even about myself. I was jumping the fence, and I be jumping. You can still be independent and want security. Who doesn't want somebody to take care of them? And I don't mean the way I was talking before, like taking care, like cleaning and doing everything and cooking and sleeping. No. But when I mean take care, be there for them and know they got your back when needed and things like that, and vice versa. If that person can be there for you, you can be there for them. Vice versa. But everybody wants security, but it can look different when you are single. Sometimes you have to do it by yourself. But there's nothing wrong with wanting security from someone else. So what does solo retirement really require? More intentional planning, understanding your actual cost of living, thinking about housing, healthcare, savings, and support. And making these decisions now so your future self can have options. You can pretty much say, hey, I want this, I want that. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. And when you have all your ducks in a row, then things go smoother. The sad thing to say, the more money you have, the more you can do. But again, as in previous conversations that we had, it's always knowing about what your expenses are. So you don't need to panic, just need some little clarity. Peace in retirement comes from planning and not wishing. So what do us Black women over 40 need to always remember? You're not late. You're not late. I gotta say that again. You're not late. And I know sometimes we can be hard on ourselves. I'm behind. Even if you feel you are behind, you're not. Just be meaningful moving forward. That's all. We're just gonna move forward. Even if it's to the point where, hey, $20 a day. You'd be so surprised. I think $20 a day for a whole year is like $7,000 a year. Think about it. So let's do the math. I think that's what that is. I don't have my phone in here, so I can't do the calculations. Sorry, but I think that's what it is. If not, correct me, let me know. And always remember, solo retirement can be a beautiful plan because guess what? You're doing it the way that you want to do it. You are designing your own life. You're taking full autonomy over yourself. How powerful is that as a Black woman? How empowering is that? Powerful, empowering, all the things. Amazing. Retirement does not have to mean fear. It can mean softness, control, freedom, and peace. And what do we all want? Peace. What do everybody want? Peace. Your future deserves your attention now. So what are we going to do? We are going to just plan accordingly, and a plan on what fits where we are now and where we're trying to go, or where we want to go. Because trying and wanting and doing all that, it means different. You know. So in this real life that we live in, for many of us, it means planning alone without a partner, without a second income, and without a lot of guidance. But it doesn't mean you cannot build peace. It just means you have to plan for it on purpose. And we're going to do just that. And let me tell you something. You already know I got you on my journey. Because Kelly is going to retire. As I mentioned before, full, semi, or part-time. Because I'm in my prime right now. This is it. I will never get these years back. I have more years behind me than I do in front of me. I will never get these years back. So I'm going to make sure I live them to the fullest and how I want to live. I will tell you, I've been doing so much reflecting. This retirement conversation came about of my own frustration. My own frustration. And it was just like a whim. And here we are. And I am so happy that each and every one of you are able to relate to me, and we are able to have this conversation and this dialogue back and forth, because it lets me know that I'm not alone. And you're not alone. And we can do this together. So, if you enjoyed this conversation, you know how this goes. Like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, hype it up. You know I love that. Because when you hype it up, it lets other women, other Black women over 40 who are interested in topics like this, come on over here and be with like-minded women, okay? And if you do know another Black woman over 40 who would love conversations like this, share this with her. Let her come on over here. Hey sis, how you doing? I'll catch you in the next conversation.